two, three, 4, 5 people who were there yesterday. So anybody remembers what is the use of doing japa as a meditative practice? Anybody has any ideas?
So we don't fall asleep.
Okay, so one point is we don't fall asleep. How is it happening? How come you don't fall asleep?
Because we're holding the mala in the hand. So if we suddenly fall asleep, we're aware that we're having something in the hand.
Very good point. Usually, what happens the moment your mind becomes even a little bit relaxed, because it is such a rare commodity these days, the tendency of the body is to fall asleep, right? But if you're holding the mala in the hand, if you fall asleep, your rhythm will be destroyed. You will maybe stop, like turning the beads, or you may stop chanting the mantra, correctly in the rhythm. So that ways, you will know if you are falling asleep. So that is point number one. Any other point why we are doing this practice?
क्योंकि हमारा ध्यान पे माला में ही रहता है, पूरा टोटल इधर उधर नहीं जाता। मुझे ऐसा लगता है जब हम माला जप रहे हैं तो हम एकाग्र होके उसी में ध्यान रहता है।
Okay, somebody else is suggesting something which is kind of correct. So it also helps induce a state of pratyahara. So when you're continuously doing this practice, like most of the times our mind is outwards. We are caught up in the issues of our sensory organs. But by doing this practice, it may happen that a state of pratyahara is induced, and you may start looking inwards. So yes, that is correct. It helps with that. Any other point? There is one more point. Also, what happens is when the pratyahara state of pratyahara happens, that is when you start going inwards, often you get lost in the thoughts of the mind or in the process of the mind. You become too introverted, or you become lost in the thoughts of the mind. But by doing this movement of the beats and by chanting the mantra, and with practice, you can not fall into this trap. So there are 3 traps we are trying to avoid. One is the trap of falling asleep. Second is the trap that the mind is too much engrossed in the outside world. And the third is the trap that the mind gets lost in its own thoughts. But by doing the practice, so what is the practice? In this practice, we are chanting a mantra. That is point number 1. Point number 2, we are rotating the mala in whatever technique you find comfortable. I'll share with you the technique I like. And point number 3, at the same time, you are observing the mind. So these 3 things we are doing. You are chanting your mantra, you are moving the mala, and at the same time you are observing the mind. Do not try to control the mind in any ways. Whatever thoughts are coming, in fact, encourage the mind. Let the mind think whatever it wants to think. It has complete freedom. Let it have complete freedom. Whatever thoughts are coming to the mind, all you have to do is just observe these thoughts. So keep chanting your mantra, keep rotating your beads, keep rotating your mala, and at the same time be aware of what's happening in the mind. Do not try to concentrate. This is another trap which happens in meditation. People try to concentrate. We are not trying to concentrate here, we are trying to be aware. So be aware of the mind. That's all you have to do in this practice. Be aware of what's happening in the mind, or of external disturbances. If some external disturbances are coming, suppose you're doing the practice, somebody comes knocking in the door, or somebody's playing music, these are absolutely fine. Whatever is happening, all you have to do is carry on with the practice and observe that this is happening. Whether it is happening in the outside world, whether happening it is in the mind, it is totally fine. No need to stop anything, no need to control anything. All you have to do is keep chanting the mantra and then carry on rotating your beads and keep observing whatever is happening in the mind. And by doing this for some time, the surface thoughts will keep coming to the mind, and after some time, the surface thoughts will get exhausted. and your mind may become calmer. And then it is a chance for you to dive deeper into the subconscious mind. Right? So, how we are going to begin the practice is we are going to begin the practice by chanting any mantra loudly. So, if you have any favorite mantra, you can chant that. I would recommend to stick to Bij mantras here. If you do not have any mantra, you can chant Om. And we are going to chant loudly. Most of us, most of the beginners like us, it's better if we chant loudly, or at least start by beginning chant loudly. And once you feel that the mind has become a little bit more calmer, you can then chant internally in your mind. If the mind is very disturbed, you can chant loud, like you can chant faster. If the mind is more relaxed, you can chant slowly. Right? So this is about the practice of japa. Anybody has any questions?
Observation. Your point one. Die-hard sleepers like me slept yesterday also.
Yes. So if you're sleeping, go wash your face with cold water before coming to the practice. I'll give you everybody 1 or 2 minutes. Go wash your faces if you need to. If you think you're going to fall asleep in the practice, you can go wash your faces once.
I did before I came.
Okay, so it's fine. And if it is in spite of, all these practices, you're falling asleep, maybe that is what the body needs the most. So, it is okay. Just observe it is happening and let it be. When you become aware that you are sleeping, you again bring your awareness back to the practice. Okay, so everybody now knows how to do the practice. So everybody roll your shoulder blades up, back and down, spine, extended spine and neck in one straight line. Everybody knows how to rotate the mala. If not, I will revise quickly for you. So for me, I'm making a loop with my thumb and my ring finger, in which I'm keeping the mala, and then using my middle finger, I'm rotating the beads. My index finger and my pinky finger are away from the mala. This is the way I am using. You can use any other way which you find which works for you. Right? For me, the important point is not how you are rotating the mala, but the important point is those 3 points which I mentioned. That you keep rotating the mala, keep chanting the mantra, and most importantly, be aware of whatever is happening in the mind. Be aware of the process of the mind. Right? So with that, find a position. Again, roll the shoulder blades up, back and down, spine and neck in one straight line. With your left hand,
Usually when we come to the mala, we don't cross over the center. We turn back.
Right. That's a good suggestion. Once you come to the end of the mala, for example, this is the end of the mala. Once I come here, I will just rotate. I will rotate. No, we are not doing one. We'll do for 15 to 20 minutes. You keep doing. So if you reach the end of the mala, which is known as the Sumeru, you just rotate the mala 180 degrees and you then carry on. Okay, these are very small, intricate details, which is fine if you are following that. If not, it is fine. More importantly, focus on the mantra, full awareness on the vibrations and the meaning of the mantra if you are aware. And secondly, keep rotating. And thirdly, keep observing the mind or any external disturbances which are coming. Right? The technique, how you do it is fine. You can do any variations. And if you want, you can keep the mala in front of the heart center. Again, this is a matter of preference. You can do. So with my left hand, I am personally using the Gyan Mudra. So in the Gyan Mudra, you can keep your index finger. You can either touch the tip of the thumb or you can keep it at the base of the thumb. I prefer to keep it at the base of the thumb and with the palms facing down. That is the Gyan Mudra. And these 3 moving away from you. So you can do Gyan Mudra, you can do Chin Mudra, whatever you prefer, you can do, or any other mudra you prefer, or you don't need to do any mudra. And now we are going to start by loud chanting. So I'm going to chant the mantra Om. You can chant any other mantra, or if you're confused, you can chant Om. Right? So take a deep abdominal breath in. Everybody carry on chanting the mantra according to your own rhythm. Try to chant loudly in the beginning. Keep chanting your mantra. Just be aware of the mantra, the movement of your hands, and your internal mind process. Now slowly stop chanting loudly, but carry on chanting internally in the mind. Manasik japa. Everybody, once you're done with the current round, continue chanting internally in the mind. Remember to carry on chanting your mantra internally, rotating your mala, and be aware of the internal mind process. Gently release the practice, keeping your eyes closed. Bring your awareness to the forehead center and look at Chidakash. Look at the empty space in front of the eyes, in front of the forehead. If your chant is automatically continuing in the mind, you can let it continue. Carrying on, observing the empty, dark space in front of the eyes as a detached observer. If something is coming, make a note of it. Otherwise, just carry on observing this warm, empty space in front of the eyes.